Ayan, huli, no? Okay, hello everyone. Good morning. So, as promised, this is our recorded session for this week. Okay, so by the way, we are currently now in the third chapter of this course. And by the way, I would like to remind you that MMW is composed of 5 chapters. Okay? And so far, we are on the third now. So, malapit na tayo sa katapusan, di ba? di ba? Ilang kembot na lang kumbaga. Okay. Sige. Um, ang chapter 3 is actually, ang simula ng chapter 3 is actually a sign of, um, it is a sign na malapit na ang midterms. Okay, and the midterm actually for the whole university is this month. Okay, so I'm not that particular kung kailan yung specific dates. Okay, and I would like to remind you all that we don't have a term exam. Instead, we have portfolio. Okay, so I would like you to review kung ano yung napag-usapan natin ng una and how are you going to do the portfolio. But okay, since napag-usapan naman na natin, so portfolio in general is actually the conglomeration or let's say compilation of all of your experiences. Okay? And you are going to tell me kung and you are going to tell me how did you feel, or it is more on reflective part of it is more on reflecting on your performances sa lahat ng mga activities ninyo na nagawa ninyo dito. Okay? So it's just like assessing yourselves if you are doing well, or if you are not that satisfied to your performance. Okay? So whatever your evaluation of yourselves, you still have the final yun yung finals natin, or yung final part natin, which is consists of 2 chapters. Okay, so you still have chance whenever you feel na na parang may kulang pa, gano'n. So you still have another chance after our midterm. Okay, sige. So without any further ado, let us begin our third chapter. Okay? Sige. Now, where is my presentation? There you go. Okay, I'm going to share my presentation now. Ayan, very timely, ano? Okay, so I would like to start my lecture by asking you this question, which is, how are you? Okay? Well, some of you might say, okay lang ako, ma'am. Ayun, getting by. Mga ganun ba? Yung mga usual kasi, whenever you were asked this question na kamusta ka na, okay lang ako, laging okay lang ako yung question, no? But deep inside, you are thinking on how are you going to, um, answer this question honestly. Okay? So next question is this one. How do you spend your day at home? So just like what you did, yan, sige. I'm going to give you an ample time for this to think about your most honest answer with this one. So how do you spend your day at home? Okay. Well, maybe some might state their daily house chores, be it magpakain ng aso, maglinis ng bahay, maghugas ng pinggan, and then after doing that, maliligo na sila, mag-aaral na sila. Some might start with eating their breakfast, carrying their brothers and sisters, doing house chores too, um, naalagaan yung mga plants nila outside or their garden and so on. Okay, I'm sure you have a lot of answers in this one, okay? But I know it is more on your activities on your day-to-day or on your daily. Yes, majority ng mga answers natin dito, or generally ang answers natin dito sa tanong na to, is just like enumerating our daily activities. Okay, and those are okay. So Just like what you did, in answering the first question, okay? Nag-iisip ka, you actually within a split second, you have a lot of questions to share with, but you end up saying na okay lang ako dun sa first question. But in truth, you have a lot of, greater ideas na i-share dapat, but feeling nyo hindi nyo na kailangan mag-explain sa sarili niyo. That's why you always share na laging okay lang ako whenever someone is asking you about kamusta ka na or what. Second question is that, um, how do you spend your day at home? So dito, inisip natin kung ano yung yung mga daily activities natin, and then you shared all of those. Okay? You subconsciously sharing everything to us or to anyone who is, close to you. Okay? About your answer into this question. Okay? So, next one. So, di ba? The moment na may tanong sa inyo, the moment na magtatanong or may tanong sa inyo, mag-iisip ka kung paano mo yun sasagutin in your most honest way. Diba? And by simply thinking of your possible answers to that specific question, okay, ang dami mo na actually yung naiisip na ideas kung paano mo yun sasagutin. 'Di ba? You are actually endlessly thinking. Okay? Thinking of the best answer for this question. Same as true in in answering test questions. Nag-iisip ka kung paano mo masasagot ng tama. Nag-iisip. You tend to write it, you tend to draw it in order for you to solve it. 'Di ba? Amazing, 'di ba? Ang galing ng utak natin kung um, ang galing ng utak natin when it comes to problem solving. The moment na nabasa na natin kasi yung question, ay nako, ang daming papasok na ideas sa utak ninyo, ang daming mga suggestions na naiisip dito, 'di ba? And then ang trabaho, other than processing or other than generating possible answers to this question, is that selecting what is the most beautiful answer for each question na ma-encounter ninyo. So, 'di ba? Ang bilis mag-isip ng utak, 'di ba? Amazing. Next is this one, games. Let us move on to games, okay? Sige, let us move on to games. Eto, 'di ba? I hope na-experience nyo itong game na to. Ayan. Well, actually, yung mga bata or tayo, no mga bata, ang gusto lang talaga natin noon is makipaglaro. Tama? Kahit na anong laro yan, basta ang gusto natin makipaglaro. Kasi it is one way of feeling that we are belong to a particular group. And we wanted to enjoy the moment with them. Ganyan naman yan. Basta gusto natin palagi belong tayo sa grupo na yan. Sa grupo ng mga ng mga bata sa mga na nasa neighborhood lang natin. And then we play all of this. And by simply because of that desire that we wanted to feel belong into this group of people. Ayan. Lagi nating sinasabi na gusto ko sumali diyan. O sali ako nang taya, ganon. Without any knowing without any knowing or without having a 1 hour session or 2 or 3 sessions of learning how the mechanics of the game works. Basta nandun ka lang, papasok ka na lang, nasasali ka na lang basta, and then you will learn right away. And then all along, while you are learning, we are enjoying. Okay? And sa bawat game na nasa lihan mo, ang gusto mo lang, pag natapos ka ng mataya, dahil ikaw yung ikaw yung bagong recruit, kumbaga, is that, after mong mataya at may mataya ng iba, ang iniisip mo ngayon bilang player is to survive. How are you going to survive the game without being without being madeds or what, yung maging taya ka ulit. Basta gusto mo lang mag-survive doon sa game na yon. Okay, ayan. Nag-iisip tayo ng mga iba't ibang strategy to win the game, di ba? Ayan. So dito, I hope you have experienced this one. So ang strategy natin dito is titignan natin kung saan ba banda yung mababat kaya mong talunin, be it sa gitna or be it sa gilid. Diba? Tapos pataas na yan ng pataas. Kapag ikaw na dads ka dito, di ikaw na yung taya na susunod, diba? Next is this one. Sack race. Ayan. Ang goal dito sa sack race na to is, well, actually, usually, no, yung mga game master, syempre sasabihin lang naman, no, okay, iikot kayo dito, tapos tatalon kayo and using this sako, tatalon kayo and then iikutan nyo itong mga nandito sa harapan. Ganun lang naman yung mechanics ng game ng sack race, no? Actually, you will never know how to do it well unless you are in the game. 'Di ba? And you don't know how enjoyable it is unless you are in the game. So dito, yan, nasumali ka na naman. Without any thinking, anong gagawin mo dyan. Pero kapag nandun ka na, ikaw na yung susunod na tatalon, ay naku, mag-iisip ka na ng paraan paano mo gagawin yon without any tripping, di ba? Without any tripping and with the fastest way that you can. Dapat hindi ka matisod, dapat hindi ka matumba, at dapat mabilis ka. So you have to think of different strategies in order for you to survive the game. And again, we learn when you are in the game. Okay? Mas matututo ka kung ikaw yung nandoon sa loob ng game na yon. Hindi yung simpleng, although yung watcher or yung wallflower or yung viewers na natututo rin naman, pero iba yung feeling kung ikaw yung player. 'Di ba? Yun lang, dapat lang hindi naman dapat Squid Game yung ating ang laro natin dito kasi delikado yun, nakakatakot yun. Pero kapag ganitong game lang, 'di ba nakakatuwa? 'Di ba? So, our childhood is very, exciting, amazing. Sabi nga ng mga ibang sarap maging bata because of this games, 'di ba? Lahat masaya, lahat nag-enjoy. But what I wanted you to focus on is you as the player. 'Di ba? Ikaw na player, wala ka man lang, wala ka man lang 1 hour lecture about it kung paano mo yon gagawin. Basta sinabihan ka na, uy, ikutan mo yon and bumalik ka dito. Di ba sinabihan ka lang nun, ilang segundo lang yon. Pero ikaw na player, ikaw mismo yung mag-iisip kung paano ka magsusurvive or paano ka magsusurvive doon sa game, paano mo yun magagawin successfully. So, it is like learning by doing. Okay? In the greater sense. I know you will meet the term learning by doing by John Dewey yata yun. Okay, those are the learning theories in cognitive level yata. Or psychomotor pala. Okay? I know you will meet all of those terms kapag second year na kayo. Okay? Theories of learning. Pero, di ba, kayo mismo, nung bata kayo, unlike kasi sa loob ng classroom, na laging may isang oras na lecture sa lahat ng mga, subjects na assigned sa inyo. Bakit kaya parang feeling natin minsan bigat na kayo sa lahat ng mga activities as well as sa lahat ng mga lectures ni sir. Pero kapag nasa game ka, kahit na ilang oras yan, di ba, nag-enjoy ka. Bakit kaya? Di ba? And isipin nyo ito, dito sa classroom, nagtuturo si teacher ng 1 or 2 oras para matutunan ninyo yung specific skills na assigned for today or for the week. Doon sa game, ilang segundo lang sabihin ng game master yung gagawin mo. Alam mo na yung gagawin, nandun na yung adrenaline rush mo na, okay, gusto ko nang gawin ito, gusto ko nang maglaro. You are excited, di ba? Excited ka na maglaro. Excited ka na nandoon sa game na yun. Pero minsan, dito sa loob ng classroom, minsan nabobore yung mga ibang bata. Okay? The reason behind that is more on listening, more on reading, more on analyzation. Although may analyzation din naman sa game, pero may excitement whenever you do a game, right? You have this excitement. It's such a wonder. It is such a dilemma to ask teacher how to overcome this problem, the boredom of some students. Yung excitement na nafe-feel nila sa game na hindi nila ma-feel during lecture hours. Okay. Yun yung actually top one or isa sa mga top problems natin sa teaching. Okay, how can we make the lecture enjoyable kahit na merong isa or dalawang oras na lecture time? 'Di ba? Okay, now, I don't know if you are aware of this one, but recently Philippines is ranked at the bottom, ranked up at the bottom in terms of mathematics and science. Nasa ibaba or nasa bottom part ang Pilipinas, ano. It is an international ranking, no, about the achievement of students in the Philippines and in the other parts of the country or parts of the world. Okay, hindi ko alam kung it is Asian countries ba yung mga kasama natin dito, but the 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 problem there is that nasa bottom or nasa ibaba ang Pilipinas. I'm not that sure kung second to the last or last talaga tayo sa Pilipinas when it comes to mathematics and science education. Okay? Kinuha nilang mga estudyante yung mga grade 4 ata and grade 8 for high school. Okay, so they have this group of students that would represent elementary and high school education here. And it just so happened that the turnout of the ranking is that we are at the bottom. And one of the researchers found out that one reason might be is that the analytical skills of the children in elementary and high school levels are somehow low. The analytical thinking skills, the critical thinking skills, the problem solving skills is somehow low compared to the others. That's why we teachers need to boost that. We need to develop all of those skills to our students. Yun yung sinasabi ng research ng mga iba't ibang experts natin in order for us to understand more what happened. What happened to us? Bakit tayo nasa bottom? Okay, yun daw yung kulang natin. Yung ma-develop natin, yung critical thinking ng mga bata or ng mga estudyante natin, analytical skills and problem-solving skills at lahat pa ng mga 21st century skills. Now, what I'm trying to show you in here is that problem-solving skills is within us. Ever since we are a child, it is very evident, no? It is very evident whenever we participate in in every game na nilalaro natin outside the house. Okay? Lahat ng mga nilalaro natin outside the house, be it shatong, be it kalit, be it tug of war, be it taguan, kahit na anong game yan, meron tayong problem-solving skills na ina-apply. Okay? How? Paano kaya? Yan yung tanong ninyo, paano ba yan, Bam? Kasi di ba, problem-solving skills. When we say problem-solving skills, these are the skills that you need in order for you to solve a problem. Now, paano yun naging evidence sa problem solving? Paano yun naging evidence sa game? Unang-una, nakita mo yung environment, naglalaro yung mga kababata mo or yung mga pinsan mo. Nakita mo yung game nila, be it yung takbuhan, okay, or yung kalit na sinasabi ko nga na ayan yung tawag namin nung kami pa yung bata, o di ba? That was 20 years ago, mga ganon, or 25 years ago, di ba? Ganon na katanda or ganon na kalayo yung childhood ko, ano, compared sa inyo. Okay, knowing what kind of game it is and gusto ninyong sumali, gusto kong sumali. Okay? Just in case man, no, just in case of first time kong sumali doon sa game na yon, and um, first time kong makita yung game na yun, pero gusto kong sumali, ano, kunwari lang naman, pare-parehas tayo na gano'n. First time lang natin makita yung game, pero gusto nating sumali. Kasi gusto nating ma-feel na belong tayo at gusto nating mag-enjoy kasama sila. That's why we wanted to join the game. So, ang gagawin ng mga bata na nandoon is at sasabihin lang nila kung ano yung goal mo. Kung ano yung goal mo on how you win the game. And then, subconsciously, we join the game, and unconsciously, we think of a lot of ways on how to survive the game. By simply thinking, kung ano yung mga different strategies natin to win the game, that is actually how you apply your problem solving skills, because you will never stop thinking of your own strategy para lang manalo ka sa game na yon. Okay, so it's just like what you did in answering the first two questions, such as how are you and how did you spend your day at home. By simply reading all of those two questions, you think of a lot of ways on how to answer it. And by simply thinking on how are you going to answer it, that is actually simply applying your problem solving skills. Why? Because your goal there is to survive. Because your goal there is to provide the best and appropriate answer in that question. Lagi natin gusto na ibigay yung ating best. As well as sa mga games na nalalaro ninyo nung bata pa kayo, yung mga outdoor games, as well as kahit na hindi yan outdoor game, kahit sa mga cellphones ninyo, yung Mobile Legend and you have this Dota, you have this Minecraft. Your goal there is to protect your community or your clan. Okay, your goal there is to protect what you have. And you will think of endless strategy in order for you to survive it, to protect it. Ganun siya. By simply knowing kung ano yung goal mo sa kahit na anumang bagay yan, kahit man sa buhay yan, you will think of different strategies, you will think of different ways in order for you to save the day. And that is actually one example of applying problem-solving skills in real life without even you knowing it. So, ibig sabihin, bata pa kayo, magaling na kayong mag-problem solving. Diba? Bata pa kayo, you have this innate power of an excellent problem solver. Hindi nga lang nare-realize yung majority ng mga estudyante natin because they are overwhelmed on the difficulty of mathematics. Kasi lagi na lang nandoon si problem solving. Okay, ganito. Simplihan natin. The moment, whenever we have this problem solving activity, because our chapter 3 is more on problem solving, our first step there is to identify your goal. Ano bang gagawin natin dito sa problem na to? And by simply understanding the goal of each problem or each situation that I'm going to give you, you will think of endless way, or you will devise different strategies in order for you to answer it. Ganon lang ang problem solving. Intindihin mo kung ano yung nandiyan sa harap mo, and then mag-isip ka ng iba't ibang ideas hanggang sa mag-isip ka ng iba't ibang strategies hanggang sa makakuha ka ng sagot na confident kang tama yun. As simple as that. Diba? Now, ano pa ba? O ito, Pogs. I know, maraming naglaro na nito. Diba? And your goal here is to flip yung pamato ng kalaban mo. Kapag na-flip mo yon, syempre, babayaran ka niya ng ilang Pogs, maybe 5 Pogs, or baka lahat na ng Pogs niya, di ba? Next is this one, Holland. Mapababae man yan, mapalalaki, nag-Holland yan. Di ba? And I know, lahat kayo or majority sa inyo ay nag-enjoy dito. Well, other than Holland, kung hindi kayo nag-Holland, is that yung mga goma or yung mga rubber bands. Diba? Kung ano-anong ginagawa nating laro using the rubber bands, meron dyan yung 10-20, ano pa ba? Chinese garter, di ba? Okay, so that's it. By simply, well, what I'm trying to say is that we in games or in simply answering different questions that have been laid out to us, we first tend to understand the problem or the situation that we are going into. And then, the moment na maintindihan na natin kung ano yung nandito sa harapan natin, be it questions yan or be it game, we think of endless way on how to solve the problem or on how to survive the game if it is a game. And those are actually problem solving skills. So when we say problem solving, it is just like any individual that can solve a problem, and that problem pertains to any situation in where you can apply different mathematical ideas or arithmetic, kumbaga. So when we say arithmetic, we are pertaining to addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so on. But in general, this is like a mind game or an exercise. And then you have to identify what is the final answer. But before you identify the final answer, or before the problem, you need to think or you need to understand the problem itself. Kailangan mo intindihin yun. Because the way you understand the problem will will help you generate the best solution for that specific problem. Okay? So, kailangan muna natin intindihin kung ano yung problem bago natin sagutin. Okay? So, in many countries, including Papua New Guinea, okay, and Philippines, students and pupils get little experience in problem solving in teaching. Okay? In teaching mathematics lesson, because most of the teachers, ito yung ginagawa nila. Nagre-review ng previous lesson, nag-introduce ng new topics, nagde-demonstrate. Tapos pagkatapos mag-demonstrate, magpapasit work na si teacher. Pagkatapos magpa-sit work ni teacher, ayan, magkakaroon na ng individual paperwork. Okay? And then after that, chine-check ni teacher kung tama ba yung solution. Tapos pagkatapos nun, tapos na. Okay, so it is more on like checking kung naintindihan ng bata yung kung paano i-solve yung isang problem. So it is more on content. Okay, sabi nga ng mga iba't ibang education experts natin, traditionally, we focus or we teach the content itself. And hindi na po-provide ng mga teachers yung appropriate experiences in where yung mga bata ay ma-develop yung analyzation skills, problem-solving skills, and other 21st century skills. Because teachers are obsessed only in teaching the content itself. Wala man lang problem na mag-analyze yung bata freely. Wala man lang exercise na magko-conclude yung bata, something like that, or wala man lang yung part na mag-interpret yung bata kung ano yung nakuha niyang tamang sagot. Okay? Kasi the moment na nakuha na ng bata yung final answer, then that's it. But we are only, but what we are after right now, okay, since we are changing, what we are after now is, ano pang ibig sabihin ng final answer na to? Anong ibig sabihin nito? So you have to tell me. Ganun na tayo ngayon. It's not just like identifying the final answer itself na naka-numerical data. It is more on identifying ano ang ibig sabihin ng final answer na yan. Okay? Okay, now why problem solving? Why do we need to teach problem solving? Okay? It is appropriate vehicle for the current emphasis on understanding. Tama, because we need to understand each student. Each student need to understand the problem before solving it. That's why it is a vehicle which has an emphasis on understanding. Okay? Next, it is an appropriate vehicle for the current emphasis on processes and in mathematics teaching. Example, or exempli gracia, classification, organization of data analysis, generalization, representation of data, hypothesis testing, and etc. This number two is very evident in statistics. Okay, it is appropriate way to introduce and develop concepts and relationships through investigations. Enables children to apply mathematics to practical situation. As a result, shows that mathematics is useful. Subject integration can be incorporated with application. Okay? So when solving problems, we incorporate a wide range of mathematical content. It's true because in order for you to solve a problem in mathematics, you need to apply not just addition but also other mathematical concepts also. And in that way, we realize that mathematics is useful and it is really everywhere. Six, it is suitable vehicle for cooperative group learning and catering to talented children. Yes. Because in mathematics, we teachers think that working with a partner is better than working alone because two heads are better than one. Kasi maganda rin itong vehicle ng ng socialization. Pero ang pinag-uusapan nga naman is problem solving or mathematical ideas. Kasi whenever a child or whenever two students talk about mathematics, even kayo, no, even kayo mga college students, whenever kayo tinatry yung pag-usapan or you try to understand what are the assigned activities for you, it is simply parang you are working together in order for you to understand what is being laid against to you. So it's just like discussing in order for you to understand it more. That's why here in mathematics, whenever you teach mathematics, it is better that you suggest na they have to work together because two heads are better than one. Yun nga lang, there are students na gusto nilang mapag-isa because they are more on intrapersonal intelligence by Howard Gardner. When we say intra, they are more comfortable working on their own. Mas nakakapag-isip sila pag sila lang. Pag sila lang. Okay. And still okay, but yun nga, mas maganda sana na meron kasama. Okay? That's it. Pero kung hindi talaga gusto ng bata, di you have to respect the choice. Okay. Now, research finding that teaching strategies and having children, okay, and having children use them improve problem solving performance. Okay? So, dito sa number one natin, sabi niya, whenever we use problem solving strategy or whenever we provide students problems or any situation that they experience applying problem solving skills, well, they tend to somehow improve their problem solving skills itself. Okay, their performance in problem solving. Kasi dito sa problem solving, it is learning by doing talaga. Learning by doing. No one, we teachers cannot teach the students how to be a good or excellent problem solvers. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang ways on how to solve problem. Very unique tayo from one another, even yung mga magiging estudyante ninyo. So in order for you to help them develop their problem-solving skills, you need to give them experiences. So tandaan natin, whenever we are teaching skills, be it problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills, or analytical thinking skills, cooperative skills, or whatever 21st century skills are those, you need to give them examples in order for you to help them develop those skills. Because when we teach, because these skills are only acquired when we provide experiences to them. It is self-exploratory. So kayong mga teachers, tayong mga teachers, ang gagawin lang natin is actually bigyan nila ng mga iba't ibang experiences. Okay? When we say experiences, academic experiences, no? Give them different activities. Okay? Give them different activities. Now, next is there's no one optimum strategy for problem solving. Yes, there is no the best strategy for all problems. Okay? Ang meron lang tayo is the most appropriate strategy for this particular problems. And this strategy can be a combination of two or more strategies. Anything pwede. But there is no the best strategy for all problems that we are going to deal with. Exposing children to a wide variety of problems and strategy makes them better problem solvers. Experience is the best teacher. Give them different experiences, give them different activities. Fourth, groups take more time but solve more problems than individual. That's why mathematics teachers always recommend students to work with someone, because groups take more time but solve more problems than individuals. Calculators can assist children in problem solving. Can assist, okay? But it is not, recommended at all times. Problem solving experiences are more beneficial when integrated throughout the curriculum, not only in mathematics. Okay. So I have here a set of, questions. Okay, I have number 1. How often does your heart beat a day? Take into account different types of activities. Say, magwawalis ng bakuran, maglalaba, magluluto, tatakbo, maglalakad, jogging, and so on. So, ang gusto ng number 1 natin is that ilang beses mag-beat yung heart natin ilang beses mag-beat yung heart after doing different kind of activities. Okay? So, number 2, a class of 31 students are to go on a bus trip. If the total cost is 5,890, how much will each student pay? Diba? Napakasimple ng number 2. So, all we have to do is to divide 5,890 by 31 students. And yun yung binayaran ng bawat estudyante. Next is this one, number 3. Investigate the claim that any counting number greater than 2 can be expressed as the sum of 2 or more consecutive counting numbers. Okay, so for example, yan. Number 4. Insert numbers 1 to 9 so that the sum of the 4 numbers on each side of the triangle is the same. How many solutions can you find? Okay, so this is a different types of problems. Okay, so for number 1, it is problem solving in reality, or ano ba yung very specific way natin dyan? Problem solving using real life situation. Okay? Second is a routine problem. It is called routine problem because by simply reading the sentence, by simply reading the problem, alam na natin kung paano ito i-solve. Ganun ka simple ang routine problem. Right then and there, after reading the question, the student will easily identify what should he or she do for number 2 or for that given problem. Okay? Be it i-apply niya yung mga different arithmetic. So dito sa number 2, i-apply niya lang is division. Okay? So number 2 is an example of routine problem. Number 3 is an example of investigation. So number 3 is exploration, exploratory yan. So dito sa number 3, it will help the students explore or it will help the student discover something about numbers which can be represented by 2 or 3 consecutive numbers. It's like the example dyan. Okay? So, para siyang open-ended question, pero it is more on investigation. Yung bata mismo yung mag-explore on his or her own, and then magdi-discover siya kung ano man yung mga numbers na pwedeng i-represent, okay? Ng 2 or 3 consecutive numbers. And whatever discoveries that he or she made, sarili niyang learning yun. Yun yung maganda sa investigation. Kung ano yung ginawa ng bata, kapag naramdaman ng bata na na-achieve na yung goal or nasagutan niya yung tama in this kind of problem na investigation, maaalala niya yan after 5 or 10 years of his or her existence. Kasi sarili niyang discovery yun. Sarili niyang discovery yun, and that's what and that is actually what we teachers dream for our students. Yung magkaroon sila ng sarili nilang discovery, because those discoveries ay maalala nila even for a long period of time. Okay? That's why ang ina-advocate nila ngayon is that teachers must facilitate learning, not the one who is pouring the knowledge. Hindi tayo spoon feeding. Yun nga yung sinasabi nila. Because ito yung gusto nating ma-experience ng mga magiging estudyante ninyo. Yung magkaroon sila ng self-discovery. Okay? Kahit na na-discover nila yan ng elementary pa, I mean, kapag ituturo na naman nila yan sa mga bata, okay? May ituturo nila yan step by step because it's their own discovery. Okay? No one would really take it away from them because it's their own. Yun yung kagandahan ng mga investigation and open-ended problem solving or open-ended questions, because it helps them, or it let those kind of problems let students discover something on their own, and those discovery will help them remember, okay, after a long period of time, even after a long period of time. Okay? As well as ito, trial and error ito. Hindi ko alam, well, ako hindi ko pa rin alam kung ano yung sagot dito kasi lagi na lang ako namamali. But the moment that one of you identified the correct answer for this one, okay, even after 5 years pa yan, alam na alam nyo pa rin yung tamang arrangement nito, itong problem number 4, because it is your own discovery. It is your own achievement. Okay? So knowing all of these different types of problems, no, here are different strategies on how to solve problem. Okay, first one is the Polya's problem-solving strategy. This problem-solving strategy is actually created by George Polya. Okay, that's why tinawag siyang Polya's problem-solving strategy. Right? And this strategy has 4 steps. First is to understand the problem. Okay, so when we say understanding the problem, it is more on understanding ng problem. You can understand the problem by simply restating the problem on your own words, or by simply talking to your partner kung ano yung naintindihan niya doon sa problem na yon. Simply talking to your partner kung paano nila naintindihan yung problem is is a step on how to understand the problem itself. Next is to devise a plan. So when we say devising a plan, you are planning different strategies, different possible strategies on how to attack the problem. Third is carrying out the plan. So when we say carrying out the plan, it is more on applying what you have um, strategized. Okay? So dito sa step number 3, pwede nyo i-modify yung original strategy ninyo um, because I'm sure meron kayong ma-encounter na problem or circumstance in where kailangan ninyong i-modify or baguhin ng konting-konti yung original problem ninyo, and it's okay. It's just like fitting your original plan into the actual problem. So kahit na magkaroon ng modification yan or konting pagbabago, okay lang. Next is, after carrying out or applying your strategy, you tend to look back. You have to check the problem again, whether tama ba yung understanding ninyo, and then you have to check your strategy if it is appropriate to the problem, if it is appropriate to solve the problem. And then, kapag confident na kayo na okay, appropriate nga yung ginawa kong action, kapag confident na kayo, then you have to move on to the next one. Or kung hindi naman kayo ganun ka-confident, okay, you tend to redevise your strategy. You tend to rethink of another strategy on how to solve the problem, and then you tend to do it again, and then you assess again. Kung kontento na kayo after your assessment, no, of your work, then you move again. So, ganon yung CPOL's problem-solving strategy. And this strategy is actually introduced by your elementary teachers. Okay? O, di ba? Kahit grade 1 na kayo, di ba? Without even knowing, ina-apply nyo na si Polya's problem-solving strategy. Or kahit nung naglalaro kayo ng mga different games outside or different games sa inyong cellphones, you are actually applying Polya's problem-solving strategy. Okay? Now, there are other strategies such as the guess and test, or trial and error, and then, sana ba yung aking laser pointer kasi dito? Yan. You have the guess and test, or the so-called trial and error, and then we have the make an organized list of possibilities, and then you have to act it out, make a model, look for a pattern or solving by pattern, and then you tend to draw diagram, construct table, work backwards, look at the problem in different way, make logical deduction, and the very useful algebra. Okay? Kasi most ng mga estudyante ko laging gumagamit ng algebra. Ayan. Maybe sa batch nyo naman, you try other strategies such as the guess and test, or acting it out, or making a model, and so on. Diba? Lahat pwede naman. Lahat pwede. Okay? Imagination lang ang limit, sabi nga nila. Okay, so there are lots. What I'm trying to say here is that there are a lot of strategy, or there are a lot of solutions on how to solve problems. So as in playing your favorite game, there are a lot of strategies in order for you to win the game. As well as in your personal life. Okay? Every day you are dealing with problems. Okay? Pero you think of in endless way, you think of a lot of ways in order to survive the day. So you see, you are born survivor, and you are born survivor with an excellent problem solving skills. Okay? You have to realize that kind of power, because soon it's your turn naman. Kayo naman yung magpaparealize sa mga estudyante ninyo na magagaling sila, na may utak sila, at kaya nilang kaya nilang mag-solve ng problems. Okay? Kailangan nila i-realize sa kanila na kahit nung bata sila, ay meron na sila ng ganito, meron na silang mga 21st century skills. Realize nyo lang yun. Okay? So So, tayo mga teachers, in order for them to develop or enhance those skills, all we have to do is to give them academic experiences or a lot of experiences. Okay, para ma-realize nila meron talaga silang ganong skills. Lahat kayo, meron actually ganon, 21st century skills. Lahat yan, meron kayo. So all we have to do is to explore ano ba yung activity or situation na magpaparealize sa inyo na okay, magaling pala ako sa ganyan, magaling ako sa ganito. Ganon. Experiences is still the best teacher. Okay. So, next slide. Ano na yung next slide? Activity 4. So, for your activity 4, for now, your activity 4 is pending muna. I want you to have a peaceful week kahit na okay, Friday na ang susunod. I want you to rest muna, magpahinga muna kayo sa weekend. Ayan. So it is part of your mental health break na rin. So you need to take care of yourselves, or if you don't want to take a rest, o di gawin nyo lang yung mga gusto nyong gawin. Okay, but I recommend that you should have a rest this weekend. So for your activity, I'm going to repost another one or another short vid about your activity 4, or kahit doon na lang sa Google Stream natin. Okay? So stand by muna tayo for activity 4. Maybe next week na to. So these are my references. Ayan. So ayan. So, if you have questions, my messenger is open from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. And again, ayan, if you wanted to clarify something, I'm just here, okay? So, for the meantime, ayan, rest muna kayo sa mga activities ng MMW. Okay? So, for the weekend, I want you to rest with your family. Ayan. Or maglaro muna kayo. Diba? I know, pagod na kayo. Okay. Sige. So, I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye. I'm going to stop my recording now. Okay. So, bye. Stay safe. Eat healthy.